How fun is that for you to play? It's got to be exciting for you to play new music.
It is. Amazing.
I can see every one of you. I can see each of you just totally into it. David, you sound fantastic on the keyboards. I mean, it's just, I'm very excited. So the new CD is due out on Friday. It's called The Prelude Implicit. Then, of course, they're going to be here at Symphony Hall. Everybody's got their tickets, right? Or you're getting them tonight for October 7th. What's it like for you to play at Symphony Hall? Have you guys played there yet? I didn't think so. It's. Go ahead, Billy.
Haven't?
I didn't think so.
Played Chastain many times, but never on the Fox, but never.
The only thing about Symphony Hall the only negative I have is that if you have to go to the bathroom and you're in the middle, you have to go out the whole. Yes. Oh, sorry.
Excuse me.
It is the acoustics in there. It's just a really phenomenal place to see a show, and especially a show like this. I'm really excited about it. With This Heart, who is responsible for starting that song?
Well, actually, it started with Phil. Phil called me up and said, I have this really cool idea for a drum beat. And so he sent me the drum beat. Then I wrote a tune around it. And then Rich
cool.
and Braggs came up with the instrumental middle bit. And then Ronnie wrote the words. So it was a pretty group effort.
That's amazing to start it with a drum beat, to start that song. But I can hear it. You can hear it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really something. All right, anybody in the audience would like to ask a question? I know there is. So yes, I know this guy. Shel Linsenberg. You started a charity for breast cancer called Pink Ribbons that I'm very involved with for breast cancer survivors. And you do such great work, so thank you for that.
Thanks, Kaedy. Is this on? Yeah. Some years back, you played a concert at Chastain, and it was also a benefit for autism because one of your children, I think a son, and I don't remember which of you, I'm sorry, has autism. So my question is, and I'm not sure who to direct it to, how's your son?
He's doing okay.
I don't know where that
All right,
microphone.
thank you. He's doing well, and thank you for asking.
All right, who else?
So if we've got a new ensemble and new guys and new voices, how do new writers coming in write something that sounds like a Kansas song? Because that sounds like it could have been off an album from the 70s.
You hire Kansas fans.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Because that happens with bands. You change memberships and the interpretation of how instruments are played changes, but obviously some core members are still there, but that sounds like a Kansas song. So how does that work? What's the filtration process?
It is. I've been a fan since I was 16. I mean, a diehard fan. Before I joined the band, I saw them over 50 times. I was a real diehard. Now, of course, not so much.
I will tell you a slightly funny story, amusing if not funny. Zach wrote, obviously he was trying to impress Phil a lot with his songwriting ability. When he sent Phil these demos, we have a song on the new album called The Voyage of 818. And it's a really long, involved song, and there's lots of stuff that's almost alike, the riffs and stuff, but they changed. He made this song just as difficult as he possibly could. And now we're working this up to play live.
Difficult by Kansas standards.
Yeah, it is. It's a wow. Every day we're going just scratching our heads. Okay, we'll get it together. I know we will, but it's got so many Kansas-esque kind of things to it. Those time signature changes and just runs that are syncopated and it's driving me crazy. But otherwise, it's a great song. So.
Tell me a little bit about you coming into the band.
Oh yeah, I've been with the band for quite a long time. Actually, I've since '91, off and on, been their lighting director, keyboard technician. That all started off back in the when the Power album came out. I was playing with a guy named Dave Adams. He had a record on Chrysalis. It was kind of a synth pop thing, and that was kind of. Tour support was ending. It was a little too late, and we weren't Howard Jones, and he was dying off anyway too. Times were changing, and I almost had an audition lined up for the Power tour, but then I met Greg Roberts, and that didn't happen. But got the opportunity to go out and work with them, and things happened, things changed, and here I am. I think it's just awesome.
But I want to say one thing, though, that he's leaving out. When Steve retired, and I talked to Steve about retiring, he said, by the way, Dave Mannion needs to be your keyboard player. And he said that you need to hire that guy as your keyboard player. So I'm sure, having Steve's recommendation, who was stepping down at the time, to recommend Dave, it was a no-brainer, and we appreciated that recommendation, but we were going to get you anyways.
He was there and he knew all the music, right? Okay, now who else has got a question? Here we go. You can fill on here. Did y'all love the line?
I don't have a question. I just want to tell you guys that you guys helped me when I was younger get through high school hell and listened with the stupid stereo with both speakers on both ears and just
Me
made
too.
Me,
Me
I
too.
know.
Me too.
I know. What a blessing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That brought a tear to my eye. Because I bet every one of us sitting here, this was the music that we loved and we grew up with, and we knew every album cover and every song and every note. Who else? Is it really? Is that? Oh, here we go. Really? That was a great question.
So how does it feel to be back in the saddle again?
Well,
I don't think they ever left the
we
saddle.
never left the saddle. That's it.
Oh, with the new music.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Our asses are pretty tired. But to be doing it with new music is an incredible experience. Long overdue. We're a creative bunch of guys who need to create. We did do an album called Native Window, 5 years ago now-ish. It was 4 of the 5 guys that were in Kansas at the time, just to get in the studio and do something. The only rule was it couldn't be Kansas. Anytime it turned that direction, we would have to go the other way, just to have the experience of creating again, because it's, I think that's what separates people from being in a club band to people who actually want to do this for a living, is you want to do something different. You want to create your own music, and that's really what we work on. Personally, I don't listen to a lot of other things. I listen to more sound ideas and listen to ideas of what's popping up. Somebody said, "What did you just play? That was awesome." And that's how things organically turn into a song. Just tonight, Phil was playing a beat, and everybody stops. What was that? That could be a song. And so that's to be part of an organic thing that creates out of nothing music is an experience that nothing else in life can ever replace. And so, starting this, gosh, me and Phil have been playing together since high school. So, Rich, when are you going to retire? It's like, and what would you have me do exactly? I retired when I started this. We have missed real life our entire lives, the grindstone, and have followed our passion.
Trust me, you didn't miss anything.
I know. I'm grateful every day that Kansas playing music was a hobby that turned into a career, and then it just turned into my life. From my perspective, being the guitar player in Kansas is the best job in the world. So to retire from that and putter around the garden, no offense.
To all you gardeners out there.
I probably ought to shut up after that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
This is the garden club, right, Rich?
Y'all,
Guitar Player magazine, Rich Williams says, shoot gardeners.
not with this group. I think they all get it. Yeah, that's right. Y'all, I just cannot tell you how delighted I am to have this time with you. It's been the hardest interview I've done because you on the radio, you're just always worried about your headphones. This was like, so I know we've got it all for posterity, but thank you so much, each and every one of you. I just
And how many of
huge
you
fan.
guys are with me in that I think Kaedy is like a treasure of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all. I feel the exact same way Rich does. Thank you for that. But I do. I feel like I have been so blessed because I am what you just said about, I can remember my dad got like the quadraphonic stereo, and then we got the headphones, and it was just, music was everything to me. And so to be able to talk about and interview my favorite artist, it's been the best job in the world. So thank you. And I love you guys because I just feel like I've known you since I started in radio. So it's really special for me. But congratulations, October 7th. Anything you want to leave your Atlanta audience with here?
Well, we hope to see all of you guys at the what is it called?
Symphony Hall?
The Symphony Hall. Yeah.
Apparently you've never been to a symphony.
That place with its stage and lights and
October 7th.
yeah, the Enormo Dome. There you go.
Do you know what's cool is there are a lot of rock shows there now, like Elvis no, not Elvis Costello. Who was just Alice Cooper was just there. There are a lot of rock shows playing there. It's just a great room.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
It's always kind of a stressful gig when we play Atlanta because we have so many friends and family
That's
here,
it.
being from here. So it's always, you start getting the calls about a month that
Tickets.
people you haven't heard from in the last 2 years that, hey, well, I see you guys are playing Atlanta. What's, tickets and passes.
Backstage.
But-
Well,
but
if you
anyway.
if you buy the CD, you get a backstage pass in there, and it actually says on it, "This is not to be used as a real backstage pass." No laugh. I was like, "That's awesome." Yeah, great marketing. Get your backstage pass with that new Kansas CD. But the music is fantastic. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you for having us. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
And thank you guys for taking the time to come down
Yeah.
for this.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate that.